This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Boadu TV suni ye mamu nyina kwaba emfambra so. Ye be so first time na wa subscribe ye nyina ye like video na ye comment entumu. Na baye 3 weeks ni Kevin Taylor emba life ye. Na mo wona me se abranti why be pen. Se omba life be 1 week 2 weeks pen na je se wo Ghana. Na nukrenie Paul Adomochire esisusu dia se Kevin Taylor e wo Ghana. Wa belande e wo Ghana. Then adene baye wunim say Kevin Taylor nam hono yenti a obaga na wontimi announce no say mabaga na na manfo be hunu ne twitche pictures ana omamo penance be kwa kohia no airport ne say bench warrant da na so say yenche no embra court ye the bench warrant atono so si yenche ne embra court nti oba na woni nam saa kokro saa na ba wabaga na no be 2 weeks ni munin oba no ba yi bench warrant na ye de atono so no efiho sisi na aban aba power eti e was so be bench warrant ni fi wo se na be ya anytime bi opeso baga na bi obetimi aba freely ane na namonten so enya sa ye be che no Paul Adomochire chire mu judges a ebetena na as possible judges ebetena na asem no so eni se na asem no wan hwe bitimi akwakọ wi wa chire mu CJ enso nsem no wa chire mu nsema ACC wo Ghana Paul Adomochire aboyre mu enya botani ti no.
Now this Sansa Delhi is the one who brought Miss Sansa Delhi to Ghana, the fake doctor who says we shouldn't say she's a criminal. He said we shouldn't say that because no court has said that. She wrote some letters to Metro TV and she's not a criminal or something like that. Okay. Mr. Sansa Delhi is the one who brought this guy. Now, Sansa Delhi has been flown into Ghana a while ago. He is reported at the airport when he arrived, and this is what we have been told. We believe, we hope it's not true. We just hope it's not true. He arrived as Kevin Taylor. He went through gate 19. Gate 19 at the airport is reserved ordinarily for high-profile diplomats. So President Kufuor is abroad now. When President Kufuor is coming back, he'll go through gate 19. If a high-profile state official travels, say the Honorable Mike Hammer, those who are not maybe inside governments, all of those people, they all go through gate 19. That's the gate reserved for high-profile officials. He was met by national security in gross violation. These national security people. And we are getting this information from people. I mean, in gross violation of a court order of a bench warrant. Ministers may or may not be aware. President may or may not be aware. He has arrived in Ghana in gross violation of a court order. The court order was against contempt of court. He spoke certain things in which the court believed was scandalizing the court. Kweku Bako and Haruna Atta went to prison for saying things that the court thought was scandalizing the court. This guy sits in America, scandalizes the court in the name of politics. A bench warrant is issued. His party is in power. So the state security apparatus, sponsored by the taxpayer, goes to pick the guy who has scandalized one of the most important institutions of democracy, the courts, and they bring him in. You have not even heard the worst. The worst is that they send him. He came by United Airlines, according to the story. United Airlines flight UA996 from Washington, D.C. And he came with an entourage, according to the story. He came with an entourage. He didn't just come, he came with an entourage. And they are up and they are so the people at the airport don't quite see. People were on the flight who told us. And guess what? The report is that sent him to Prestige Lake. Go and live in the house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the same house that John Dramani Mahama lived in as vice president and even as president. When President Mahama was exiting his presidency in 2016, this is the house that he wrote to Nana Akufo-Addo, and Nana Akufo-Addo agreed that President Mahama can have it. Later on, party hawks prevailed on Akufo-Addo by force that President Mahama cannot have it. And so President Mahama had to relocate and find his own place where he has been living until he was re-elected as president. This house is where Aliu Mahama lived in. It's reserved. It's a cocoa board house that is reserved for the vice president of Ghana. This is the house that has been given to Mr. Sansa Delhi and his entourage to stay in the official residence of the vice president of Ghana. This guy, who just finished SS2, not because he can't pay, but because he can't learn, and sets up a media organization to basically drop down insults on every important Ghanaian. And because he supports and assists a political party, and there's no problem with political parties supporting their own. Every political party supports their own. There's no problem. Akufo-Addo supports his own. John Mahama supports his own. Hassan Ayariga, who is in the studio, supports his own. But you cannot support your own by using taxpayers' resources to bring in somebody like that the court has scandalized. Now, he is now worried about the bench warrant. So he has filed an application at the Supreme Court. I've spoken to plenty lawyers last night, and they all gave their perspective about, oh, this is outrage, oh, this one is that, this is that. And some of the lawyers said, no, the Supreme Court will never accept this. In the next 5 minutes, Lawyer Preku will join me and we'll go to the Supreme Court thing that he has filed. We'll tell you about it and he will give us the dimensions of it. But this is very interesting, and it should be worrisome if it is true that he's staying in the official residence of the Vice President of Ghana. Yesterday, I texted Minister for Defense. He has not responded, Dr. Manibuama, and asked him certain questions that you are a Catholic priest, Dr. Manibuama. You are a Catholic priest. You are Minister for Defense. Who wants his child to be like this guy? Who wants his child to grow up and have an insulting tongue like this guy? Who wants his son to be like this guy? Who wants his daughter to be like this guy? And because of politics, you bring him to Ghana. Why, you think NDC will be in power forever? My goodness, even Kwame Nkrumah was not in power forever. Nkrumah was in power from 1951 up to 1966. Calculate how many years. It was not forever. J.J. Rawlings. Today they do June 4th, and Fifi Kwete is angry that NDC didn't participate in the June 4th. The all-powerful J.J. Rawlings, he was in power from 1981 up to year 2000. It ended. How do you do these things? Why do we do these things? Somebody that has insulted everyone, you bring him to Ghana with state money and go and put him in the official residence of the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana. Jena Nopukwajiman appears to have her own house. She's comfortable with this. She doesn't want to move. So the Vice President's official residence is vacant. This is the same place John Mahama stayed as president. This is the same place Muhammadu Bawumia stayed until 2024. This is the same place that Aliyu Mahama stayed. This is the place where a fugitive from justice, against whom there's a bench warrant, is protected by the state apparatus to go and stay. How did we get this information? Because people who are in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. That's how these things leak all the time. People in the state apparatus are unhappy with it. They are grossly unhappy with it. So they are telling us, Charlie, give it to Good Evening Ghana. Oh, this one, give it to Okatechi. Give it to, what is this? What are our people doing? What kind of thing is this? That's the conversation. But why have they brought the guy inside again? Oh, but what is this? If the guy has a cost problem, he should go to court. Why are they doing this? And they say we should send him back out. Yeah, call Good Evening Ghana and give it to him. That's how we get the information. So those who are leading those people, beware. Minister, you are leading them, beware, because they are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that what you are doing is not good. They are talking, they are not MPP people, oh, they are state security people. They are talking behind your back. And they are thinking that this thing you are doing is terrible. Look at, we looked at some of the videos that he has done. Trying hard to get some of them that are okay, so we can show on television, so that those who often don't watch, they'll get a sense of who we are talking about. We struggled and got a little bit that doesn't have profound insults in it, because that is always the style. Profound insults. That's always the style. Guy that they put in the vice president's house to protect him because there's a court bench warrant against him. I mean, I can't understand it. This is the guy. Does anybody want his child to grow up like this? Does anybody watching me want your child? People want their children to be politicians. They are decent politicians. And I was asking the minister in the text. They are very decent people in NDC. Omani Boama is decent. Haruna Idrisu is decent. Muntaka, who is Minister for Interior, is decent. Mahama Ayariga, majority leader, decent guy. John Mahama, decent guy. Jenano Pokwa Jemano Panuwasam, university professor, distinguished vice chancellor. These are all important people. Do they want their child to stop talk like this when he grows up? And this guy says these things. As for the video of scandalizing the court, we couldn't show it because the court has already determined that it is contemptuous. So if we show it, we might just be in the same contempt. So we can't show it. But these are the things he said to scandalize the court. A court of appeal judge, sitting as an additional high court judge, looks at the video, issues a bench warrant. For that reason, whenever he comes to Ghana and that his party has come to power, they have to hide him. Now, they don't just hide him, but they give him a 5-star royal treatment and put him in the same house that President Mahama lived in. I guess President Mahama is not aware. Sometimes, these things are done by some of the people below. The bosses are not aware. Sometimes it happens. I've seen it happen before. So I'm guessing that's the modus operandi. And that's why people have asked us to put this out. So that if it's true, the bosses will see and they will call them to order that you can't do that. This is Ghana. This is a 35-year-old democracy. The courts, the legislature, the parliament, and the executive are three important, and the media are important institutions of building the democratic blocks. We cannot have this guy who calls anybody any name, and we had 3 hours of looking at videos. This is all we got. That is, even that you saw that we had to allow some horrible things in there. This is all we got. Is that the kind of guy that the government is protecting? Anyway, he's in court. Hassan Ayariga wants to go. I don't want him to go. So, Lawyer Preku, join me now. What is Kevin Taylor asking the Supreme Court to do? So what's the Supreme Court being asked to do?
Okay, so this is an application to invoke the supervisory jurisdiction of the courts pursuant to Article 132 to quash the arrest warrants. We call it certiorari. So
to issue to quash?
Yes, the arrest warrants of the High Court. You know, at that time...
Why did the High Court issue an arrest warrant against him?
So at that time, this was the case of Republic versus Bafuboni and others, the NCA case. And Kevin Taylor said on his platform that the judge in the case, that is Justice Chebafo, who is currently at the Court of Appeal, was promoted by the NPP government to do the bidding of the NPP government so that they could prosecute, or he could ensure the prosecution and conviction of Bafuboni and others.
Yeah.
And so this was what came to the notice of the judge, Justice Chebafo, who then issued the arrest warrants for Kevin Taylor to be brought to answer why he should not be committed to prison. And so this is the warrants issued by the courts for the arrest of Kevin Taylor, and it was directed to the police, Ghana Police Service, that's the IGP, the police service, the BNI, and the national security that had the responsibility of taking appropriate steps to ensure that.
So if it is found that since this bench warrant, the guy has been in Ghana, all those who participated in it have also committed contempt
of court. Because
and since this arrest warrant was issued, the information that has been in Ghana 3 times. So everyone who participated in it has committed contempt.
Particularly more so when not only was this warrant given, but it was widely publicized. So there was a lot of news, there was a lot of buzz around this issue. And so Kevin Taylor is claiming in his documents that the court should quash. So when we say certiorari is simply asking either the Supreme Court or the High Courts. The High Courts for judicial decisions below, and the Supreme Court for decisions of the High Courts and the Court of Appeal. To quash, I want to try and find a simple word, or to nullify.
To nullify, yeah.
To totally nullify the effect of a decision, judgment, ruling passed by the lower courts. And there are only 2 courts that have this power, the High Courts and the Supreme Court.
Okay, so his application is going to the Supreme Court because the warrant was issued by a High Court.
A High Court, yes.
Okay.
It was issued by a Court of Appeal judge sitting as an additional High Court judge. So in that moment, he was vested in himself the powers of a High Court judge.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's essentially a High Court.
So what is he
decision.
asking for now?
So he's asking for these 3 things, right? The grounds of his application are that that the High Court was in breach of the rule of natural justice, to wit, all the alteram partem. Now, what he is saying is that before the arrest warrant was issued, the court should have called him to hear what he had to say before the arrest warrant is issued for him to be arrested and brought to court. For this, there are 2 arguments. One side may argue that, well, the point of the arrest warrant is to procure your attendance, to bring you to court. and then you would justify why you should not be committed. Because an arrest warrant is not a judgment in and of itself. It is not a ruling. It is just to procure your attendance to court by force. Now, the other side would also argue that, well, in any case, when it comes to issues of contempt, the court normally would issue a summons for you first. And then when the court issues the summons, you answer. When you fail to adhere to the summons, then the court issues the arrest warrant. So a classic example is Samia Oku in the 2012 election petition, which was heard in 2013, where the court became aware of these things and then invited him. So the power of contempt of courts can be exercised in two forms. One,
there was also Ken Kranchi, wasn't there?
Oh yes,
there's
Ken Kranchi, and then the Muntie 3. So it happens. So it may be ex facie curie, which is out of the presence of the court, and in facie curie. In facie curie means it's in the court's presence. So maybe you insult the judge in court, so you throw your hands at a judge in a disrespectful manner, and then ex facie curie is out of court. So something like this, which happened out of court. And then B, the High Court's warrant of apprehension of the body of the applicant was not made in accordance with any procedure sanctioned by law. Yes, and that was what we were saying, that there is no strictly laid down procedure for this. That is one side. The other side may argue that, yes, that's the whole point of contempt. There is no specifically laid down procedure, but that does not mean that people should be given the liberty to scandalize the court. And that is why, even when there was no laid down procedure, it was exercised in Samia Oku, Ken Kranchi, Muntie 3. And then 3, the High Court committed an error of law when by its order directed the applicant to be first apprehended before being heard when there was no previous order for the applicant to appear to the High Court. This is repetitive of the first, which was we discussed initially.
So he's asking the Supreme Court to do what? To quash the arrest warrant.
The arrest warrants, which we showed earlier.
So that he doesn't have any question to answer to Cheba for.
Yes.
He doesn't have anything to answer for scandalizing the court.
Scandalizing the court. So
and that he's a free man to walk around.
It may be, you may subsequently summon him, but I mean, that decision is done. So once the arrest warrant is quashed, he's already a free man, but he's legally a free man after the arrest warrant is quashed. But there is something interesting I noticed on the face of the affidavit and then everything. That's the affidavits in support of the motion. So when we say affidavits, an affidavit is simply a document. Many people, our viewers say affidavits, they don't know. When an affidavit is simply a document that you swear to a set of facts. So for instance, I will swear, Kwekwa Prekwe Japan was in Metro on this date at this time.
And Hassan Ayariga was there.
And Hassan Ayariga was there in the studio. So that is what we call an affidavit. Now you notice that an affidavit is supposed to be sworn before a commissioner of oath, a notary public who is a lawyer that can operate as a commissioner of oath. It may also be sworn before a judge and other judicial officers, pursuant to the Oaths Act. You notice here that sworn at Accra this 2nd day of July 2025. Before
so that on 2nd day of July he was in Accra.
Exactly.
In violation
of the arrest warrant. Now, the position of the law is that any and every order of the court, ruling, judicial decision, judgment, is in effect, even if you have a problem with it, till it is set aside. So, till, even if you believe the arrest warrant was false.
So that it subsists, as they say, until it is set aside. So this act of swearing in Accra itself is in violation of the court order.
Yes, because it's presumed that you are in Accra.
And as soon as you got to Accra, you should have been sent to the court.
You should have been sent to
by
the court.
the people who found you in Accra.
Yes, because the arrest warrants, if you notice the bench warrants, the arrest warrants, it exists ad infinitum. It was not a specific period of time. It is, and so elapsed the day the said Kevin Taylor expires from the surface of the earth.
So it's there until he asks for the period that Kevin Taylor is alive. This arrest warrant is there.
Exists.
So when he swore, the swearing that he did before and notary public, all of that, all of those people who participated have committed contempt.
Oh, that would be a bit of a stretch.
But at least he has violated.
He has, yes.
So he's appearing before the Supreme Court, having already violated.
They may ask, I mean, if they are at liberty to ask those questions, that the court may ask the question that, but on the judgment, the order is, the arrest warrant is subsisting, so why have you sworn your affidavit?
What date is this being heard?
So it's 2nd July.
So the date is being given by the Chief Justice.
Yes, so every time a motion, can we go back to the motion, please?
Yeah.
Every time a motion is filed, back to the motion. Every time a motion is filed, on the surface of the motion, a date is given, a date is given for hearing.
Okay.
So on
the Chief
22nd of
Justice
July,
is going to empanel people to hear this.
Yes.
And this is a matter, is it a matter in equity? Is it a matter in law? Is it a matter of legal philosophy? Is it protecting the courts? What's going to be the deciding factor in the minds of the judges?
All of them, because the ambit of a certiorari is governed by law in the sense that things like breach of audio alteram partem, which is what they are claiming, that's natural justice. Let's hear the other side. Breach of procedural procedures, a breach of error on the face of the record. But in order to arrive at this decision, the courts may be incensed to make certain decisions based on equitable principles. So it's been based on the equity. He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. All these things. It's a potpourri of all these principles.
Were to rule in his favor, would it mean therefore that this guy who sits in Amsterdam is called Mr. Happiness?
Yeah.
Happiness is in Amsterdam. Can set up and scandalize the courts today. If the court was ruling Kevin Taylor's favor, you can say, oh, the Supreme Court is this, Bafuboni is that, and Justice Kulendi is this, and then a bench warrant is issued. And then he remains in Amsterdam. His party comes to power. He comes to Ghana, goes to the Supreme Court and say, on the authority of this decision, me too, I have come. You have to clean up the bench warrant. Well, is that the danger that we may be running?
That's me, but each case is decided on its own merits. And so that's why the court would have to look at the specific procedure, whether Justice J. Balfour should have summoned him to attend court first before the issuance of the warrants. So it is on a case-by-case basis. But I think they may be, the inclination of the courts is to protect the sanctity of the judiciary, since you remember, for an attorney general and what Suwa did for Apalu.
You can always go all the way to Mabry and
and so on and so forth. And we also have to note that the arrest warrant was issued in 2020, and the application is being brought in 2025.
What does that mean?
According to Rule 61, 62 of CI 16, that is the Supreme Court rules, an application for judicial review, more specifically in this instance, certiorari, ought to be brought within 90 days of the performance of that action, not the knowledge of the performance of that action. So if you are claiming the arrest warrants is what you are challenging or what you want the court to quash, you should have brought it within 90 days of the issuance of the arrest warrants. Now, Kevin Taylor is saying that, well, he only got to be aware, people have been talking to him about it, but he only got specifically to be aware of it this year, and the lawyer procured a copy and served a copy on him. And so, but I have not cited any application by his lawyers for leave to file this. Because once you are out
I hope you're not giving them a signal and tomorrow they file the leave. Is it too late to file a leave?
But you've already filed this.
But they can ask for a supplementary filing.
That means you have to file a leave and then come and withdraw?
Yeah, maybe, because you are telling them something that looks very useful.
They should come and pay. That's right.
Let's really hope that Justice Bafuboni and the Supreme Court
we can look at the justices.
will deal with this. Do you have the pictures of them? Let's see who. This is Justice Bafuboni, who is the most important person in this decision making. Of this person who has scandalized the court, insulted everybody, now brings an application to the Supreme Court and says that, oh, Supreme Court, I wasn't served. I've not done anything wrong. So remove it so that when I come, I don't have to go through gate 19. I don't have to dodge people, and I can get a public appointment because I am not under a bench warrant. Justice Bafuboni is the most important person in this decision-making process. Until the 2nd July, he's going to empanel the court. He may empanel himself. He may not. Who else do we have here? Henrietta Mensah is up there. We don't know who will be empaneled, but these are some of the important, all the Supreme Court judges are very important. But these are some of those who have a public express philosophy that we can tell what their philosophy is. Justice Henrietta Mensah is there as well. Is this Adibu Asiedu? Adibu Asiedu. He's sitting on the Tokonus
committee.
Yeah, so he may not be available for empanel, I guess. And then you have Lovelace Johnson is also there. These are all very, very important judges.
Justice Akabuafo.
Oh, that's Akabuafo. Oh, that's him. Okay. He used to teach at the law school, didn't he?
He still teaches. He taught me ethics and advocacy.
And this is?
This is Justice George Kumsin.
Oh, Justice Kumsin. Used to be at the High Court, yeah.
Yes, commercial division.
Yes.
He was at Cape Coast.
Yeah.
He was a practitioner at Cape Coast and then promoted to...
All of these important... Oh, this is Amadou Tanko, my man. Justice Tanko is a legal philosopher as well. We really will be waiting for the 22nd to see what happens. Who is this?
Yao Jaiwu.
Yao Jaiwu is new, isn't it?
No, you forgot. Yao Jaiwu was... he's not a Mahama...
Appointee. Oh, he was
already on the bench.
This is my favorite. Justice Yoni Kulendi. They are all going to look at this and make a determination about...
I mean, he may or may not be on
the panel, yes.
Jay from Pong
is there. I'm looking for Jamefe. Didn't you have his photograph over there? Dakwasari, as he appeared before. This is Justice Jamefe. Yeah, Justice Jamefe is very, very senior, and they are all on the bench.
I mean, the others, Hafiz Amaliboba.
Amaliboba, one of the new ones.
Yes.
Let's see what happens. But this is very, very concerning to many people, civil society, legal luminaries, human rights activists, and those who believe that democracy must always be protected in a certain way. Okay, today you scored an own goal. You are a very brilliant and intelligent government minister for communication. Much as it is intangible, it has nothing to do with bread and butter. It has a lot to do with diplomacy. Felix Kwachio Fosu Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, foreign minister. Nigeria's immediate past president has died. A Muslim funeral is being held for him. We didn't send a representative, which is just 1 hour away from Abuja, even if it's in Kaduna, even if it's in Katsina. We have a presidential jet that can go there. Foreign minister is not there. Deputy foreign minister designate is not there. Ayariga is the majority leader in parliament, is Muslim, is not there. Minister for Interior, Mubarak Muntaka, is not there. And government of Ghana has not issued a statement expressing condolences. Statements have been pouring into Aso Rock in Abuja from England, from Washington, D.C., from Rome, from the Vatican, from Johannesburg, from Pretoria, from Zimbabwe. Everyone is worried, where is the Black Star of Africa? Felix Kwachio Fosu, what kind of governance is going on? You didn't tell President Mahama this morning? Yeah, President Mahama is in Western North, he's busy, but it's not President Mahama's work. It is the government spokesperson. You didn't know that Muhammadu Buhari has died? The other day, I was asking myself something. This issue about President Mahama says that they are turning off. In fact, I sent a text to Shamima Muslim. I don't think she responded. That they are cutting off DSTV from the Jubilee House. If you don't have DSTV in the Jubilee House, Felix Kwachio Fosu, how do you monitor CNN? If a story breaks about Africa on CNN, how do you monitor it? DSTV is the only carrier of CNN, is the only carrier of BBC, is the only carrier of South Africa Broadcasting, SABC, is the only carrier of K24 from Kenya, is the only carrier of Channels 24 from Nigeria. DSTV carries all the important news channels. Now they tell us that in a way to save cost, President Mahama says Jubilee House should no longer pay DSTV to carry the signals onto Jubilee House. That may be the reason why they have not seen this morning that Muhammadu Buhari has died. And that he died days ago, and that his body has been flown into Nigeria today in a big, huge, solemn ceremony in his hometown in Nigeria. And the Black Star of Africa, the big brothers of Nigeria, the Ghana Black Star, as at 9:39 Ghana time, which will be 10:39 Lagos and Abuja time, not a single statement. The Ghana government is not aware that Muhammadu Buhari has died. Felix Kwachio Fosu, government minister for communication, 78 million. You don't know that you have to do your diplomatic work? What about Okujeto Ablakwa? Where is he? Okujeto Ablakwa, the minister for foreign affairs, who is able to exchange emails with American congressmen and ask for reparation. And he talks about Africa and how the African Union, Kwesi Pratt Jr., those who formulate the policy at the Foreign Affairs, socialist policy of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Professor Kwame Kaikai, all of you don't know that Muhammadu Buhari, your mate in socialism, has died. Buhari is one of the avowed socialists in the West African political history. Felix Kwachio Fosu, Okujeto Ablakwa, Minister for Foreign Affairs. You don't know that Muhammadu Buhari has died this morning, so that you draft something for President Mahama to look at, approve it, and then you can publish it, that the government of Ghana expresses condolence. There's a Nigerian embassy here all the time. The Nigerian High Commission is here all the time. I don't understand what has happened. I'm sure tomorrow morning we need some explanation. Because it shouldn't take Sir Obama Pokwasi to write a letter on social media to the president to remind key government appointees, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Chief Director, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Minister of Government Communication, who is also a member of Parliament. Okujeto Ablakwa is also a member of Parliament. Parliament has not issued a statement, but you can forgive Parliament. The government of Ghana does not know in diplomacy that Muhammadu Buhari has passed. Oh, no. No. Felix Kwachio Fosu, you have forgotten that Muhammadu Buhari has passed. I don't ask Kojo Sheldon will say, it bust my mind. I don't understand it. What is happening? It is early in the morning you wake up, but maybe there's no DSTV in the room because BBC since this morning have been showing videos of Muhammadu Buhari when he first came to power in 1984, when he was doing this, he was doing that, how he was struggling to win elections. Eventually he won the elections. They've talked about NSAS and what that as one of his low points as a president. When NSAS came, innocent lives were taken. They have been talking about Muhammadu Buhari all the time. These are photographs of Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari has so heavily punctuated Nigerian political history that you cannot be a Ghanaian government and not be aware that Muhammadu Buhari has passed and that his funeral is being conducted today. If you go on social media, videos of Chief Obasanjo appearing at the funeral, videos of Bola Tinubu appearing at the funeral, the First Lady of Nigeria, Mrs. Tinubu went with the plane to go and fetch the body of Muhammadu Buhari. He's been given an Islamic burial, very solemn. All the important people in West Africa from Niger, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, everyone was there. Ghana was not there. That's okay. Maybe Ghanaian political people are busy. But what about issuing a statement in the interest of diplomacy? Okujeto Ablakwa is foreign minister. Abeyo, what is going on? Oh, no. This is a faux pas. Completely no. President Mahama is busy on his tour. Yes, he is. But this morning, Felix Kwachio Fosu and Ablakwa, you sit down and put a statement together. And you send it to him. He looks at it. It's good. Chief of Staff is happy with it. You publish it. Why? Are they still in training? Are they still opposition? This is the government elected by the majority of the people of Ghana. Well, my producer says, so let's move on. We have too much to discuss tonight. And I'm hearing that Hassan Ayariga is already in the studio. Okay, now let's get to the D-levy and the cancellation of fuel from... So tonight, after midnight, a few hours from now, the petrol prices will be going up because the D-levy is coming in. D-levy is asking Ghanaians to pay 1 cedi per litre so that as government pledges, it will use the money for protection of our electricity. We're going to be protecting our electricity. So we're doing D-levy. In response to that, the petroleum people, the NDC people are sending me text. It says, Paulus, it's okay. Why? Okay, it's okay. So it's okay. You see, they are my friends, so it's okay. They say it's okay. The text is Paulus 3 times. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. No problem. Felix Kwachio Fosu hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything. Okujeto Ablakwa hasn't done anything wrong. They are fine. They are all doing fine. It's okay. So as I was saying, the levy is going up tonight. So the D levy is kicking in. So tomorrow morning when we go to the gas station to buy gas, we will be paying a little bit. When I was having the conversation with my team and I said, it's going on, petrol is going up, diesel is going up, and LPG is going up marginally. They wanted to beat me up. What do I mean by marginal? So I said, I beg, it's okay. It's going up. I am not going to qualify the way in which it's going up, whether it's marginal or it's substantial, but it's going up. That's the official announcement. Ahead of that, government issued a statement that President John Dramani Mahama has decided that all government appointees will no longer get fuel for free, which generated some conversations in Parliament. There's a statement over there that President Mahama says that his appointees cannot collect fuel from the government. They have to buy their own fuel. Some were genuinely excited by that, and I think there's something to be excited about whenever a president says that some perquisites that go to state officials should be reduced in the interest of the state. Once you're cutting perquisites, it's always welcome, isn't it? But then the argument went on in Parliament, and the MPP minority started saying that it's a sentence, it is a gimmick, and it doesn't mean much. But what confused the conversation is Deputy Spokesperson Shamima Muslim came to give clarification And Shamima said that whilst the statement is correct, there will be special assignments under which petrol will still be provided. That's where the ball started rolling. So if the whole regime is to have the taxpayer save some money so that those perquisites are to be taken off the government worker, the high-profile state official, so that our friend in the Jubilee House, what's her name? The one who used to work here. Oh, my friend, the big lady. Bridget Otu. Bridget, how are you? Long time. Congratulations on your appointment. So Bridget Otu will not get petrol anymore. The Baumia lady is called what? Obey Rose. Auntie Rosie Obey will not get petrol anymore. Felix Kwacho Fosu will not get petrol anymore. The one who came on Good Morning Ghana yesterday was fighting with Kozimenu about you want to be like me, I don't want to be like you. What's her name? You want to be like me. You look at me and I'm nicer than you. Something. What's her name? Beatrice Annan, Honorable Beatrice Annan, the presidential staffer. She won't get petrol anymore. My darling of all my darlings in the Jubilee House, Joyce Bawa Motkari, no petrol anymore. Senior lawyer and former Attorney General, Marietta Bruopon, won't get petrol anymore. 24-hour economy avatar, Augustus Guzitano, he won't get petrol anymore. This was the directive of the president. Then Shamima Muslim says, no, there's an exception. The exception is that when you have special assignments there, they will give you the petrol. Now begats the question. Who is going to determine what's a special assignment? And how do the Ghanaian people get to know that the special assignment has happened? Felix Kwacho Fosu has published something that is good, some transparency thing he's going to be doing regularly. I believe he begins tomorrow with the Minister of Energy. I think that's good. Now, is Felix going to include in the transparency to tell us that since we instituted the no petrol policy in July, this is the fuel that was consumed in March, in April, in May, in June, and this is the fuel consumed in July and August. For Ghanaians to see a clear distinction that with 1 million cedis of fuel consumed in May, there's a corresponding 200,000 consumed in August, so we can tell that in fact 800,000 cedis has been saved, because worth of fuel has been saved by the Ghanaian taxpayer. Is he going to do that? If he's not going to do that, then we are at cost 90, as we used to say in Presec. It's cost 90, that means zero. Because we are at the back. We don't know what's a special assignment. In fact, we ought even not to know, because it may be a national security matter. A special assignment for a presidential staffer, journalists shouldn't know about it. He has a special assignment to deliver. Let him deliver it. So if you couch the exception to the policy in the context of something called special assignment, then I'm sorry to say there is no policy at all. Zero policy. Absolutely zero. I don't know why Felix Kwacho Fosu's statement did not include the exceptions that Shamima Muslim put out during the clarification. I'm not so sure whether Felix Kwacho Fosu was aware that after he had published the statement for President Mahama, his deputy Shamima will say something else, or that Felix's attention was drawn to the fact that, hey, Chief, there's an exception, and he might have said, Shamima, publish the exception, let's see. Because you say you are stopping fuel from blah, blah, blah. I've been speaking to some of the MPP government appointees, and they tell me that they don't even know about the fuel allowance. Ministers, I've spoken to 3, 4, 5 ministers, and they said that they are not even aware that there was anything, because they go to work with their own car, they stay in their own house for the 8 years of Akufo-Addo, and you can check that. The number of Akufo-Addo ministers who stayed in government bungalow is less than 12%. Fourth Estate, can you fact check this for me? Fact check me, I'm saying that the number of Akufo-Addo ministers who lived in government bungalow is less than 12%. So the first batch was 100 and something ministers that we all criticize Akufo-Addo for. The second batch was 80 ministers that we still criticize Akufo-Addo for. And we congratulate President Mahama for 60 ministers. But in President Mahama's government, the staffers are also occupying bungalows. They are not ministers, but they are occupying bungalows, because we understand the document is yet to go to Parliament, but when it goes to Parliament, we'll see their terms of reference to see whether they are living as ministers, they are being paid as ministers, and they are just being called another name. We'll have to wait for that anyway. So they said they don't live in government bungalows. They never, those who live at East Legon live at East Legon, those who live at Chado live at Chado, those who live in Abelenkwe, they live at Abelenkwe. For the 8-year duration of the matter, they didn't stay in any government bungalow. And they didn't know that there is fuel for minister. They were unaware about it. They don't know what happened to it. So they are not so sure about this fuel for minister is to be taken off and blah, blah, blah. But that's another conversation. The controversy that's before us right now is this. That you have fuel taken off by the president. But the government spokesperson's office says that there are exceptions in case of special assignments. So I come to work. I have to go to, I'm a government staffer, whatever. I have to go to the Minister of Energy, to his office at 10 o'clock to have a meeting with some stakeholders. Is it special assignment, or do I go to Airport Shell and buy petrol, 300 cedis, super, and then I turn and then go to the ministry on for my own pocket? Or a special assignment. Okay, after that, beyond that, I am in there. I'm a minister who's also a member of parliament. I have been told that my constituency has a big problem. I'm Sam George. My constituency at Ningo has a big problem. I need to rush to Ningo right now in the interest of the constituents who are Ghanaians. Is it special assignment for which the taxpayer must pay for the petrol? What is this innocuous special assignment that Shamima Muslim talks about? I think that's a question. We'll leave it there. Let's get onto the touch screen and deal with the hardcore important matters of states and conversations. Conversations. Okay. I had something to say about historian Anochi. Hey, the information people have given me about the historian Anochi is serious. Let me grab my pen, please. Anochi, people have been saying that he's like this, like that. And I don't think I have time for it today. I'll do it on Thursday. But what you need to know is that historian Anochi, or Dr. Anochi, or what he calls himself, lawyer Anochi, he once sat in class with Kwesi Nsaki's daughter. That's what you need to know. That's a teaser of the information I'm bringing you on Thursday about Anochi. Because he said something again that's not true. I'll deal with that. Today is for other matters. I'll deal with that. Okay, let's get to Ablekuma North. It wasn't a good story at all. I mean, everyone knows that I love Hawa Kumsin, and I spoke about Hawa Kumsin when she came on vetting, and all the young people were laughing at her English, and I thought that, look, a woman who started as a teacher has achieved results, able to deliver Kaswa, a seat that was never won by the NPP. She's managed to win it, and you don't say things about her. English is not our language. Today, Alban Bagmin and the parliament are passing law that they should speak Twi in parliament. I was going to say Twi, because you know when you go to Europe, they speak Twi. They are going to speak Twi Gan in parliament. Is it good or bad? I don't know. You decide. But this is the point I was making, that communicating in English is very important, because it's a global language. If you go to Singapore, nobody's speaking Twi over there. Nobody's speaking Gan over there. Our children need to understand. We need to be multilingual. Understand the local language is very, very important. Once upon a time, I had a teacher in my house teaching children vernacular. Very, very important. So if my children speak vernacular, sometimes better than me. Very, very, very important. But the fact that one is not able to communicate in English does not give the person a huge limitation. We should go around that limitation and circumvent it. It was on the basis of that I spoke about Hawa Kumsin. So yes, I am biased towards Hawa Kumsin because everyone knows that. Now, she went to Ablekuma, and Hawa Kumsin is a fighter. In every political party, there are fighters. NDC has fighters. MPP has fighters. You remember our friend who died, the former regional minister for Central Region. Somehow, the MPP fighters, they come from Central Region. Pow. This guy who put his life down for Kufuor's administration and fought. Oh, he was a regional minister. Yeah, it will come. Hey, well, they used to call him Rambo. It will come. You remember Azoka Boys? You remember them, Azoka Boys, those people, they say they are Azoka Boys. So every political party has those kinds of people. I think somehow the politicians think that they need it. So yes, you can call Hawa Kumsin a firebrand, can't you? Yeah, she's a firebrand. But she's the same, she has her equals in other political parties. On this particular occasion, Hawa Kumsin had gone to witness the election at Ablekuma North. 19 polling stations were to be rerun. The NDC, with the goodwill they have, with the majority and with the government authority, were desperate to win it. The MPP started by saying that the election is not, they are not interested in election. Somehow that fizzled out into something. The NPP didn't look good at all at the beginning of the election. The people go there. I saw some posts from Musa Dankwa that said that based on the NPP leaders that went to Ablekuma, Kennedy, Japan is leading with something, Dr. Baumia is leading with something. Musa Dankwa can generate posts in 25 minutes, you know. I don't know whether he has many phone calls in his office, phone lines in his office, and he can just put the calls to people who are already waiting for the call and they know the question. I'm not so sure why. But anyway, so the NPP were not looking good at the beginning of the process. My concern was about the police, and I saw some people praising Dr. Dampare on social media, say that if it was Dampare's time, this wouldn't happen. I'm not sure whether that's true, because after the post-election 2024 event, when the NDC was rampaging in every polling station, Dr. Dampare was in charge. Nothing happened. I think we have to say something about the police and elections. And I'm not so sure why the Ministry of Defense is in a hurry to say, no soldiers are going to go there. Do the soldiers do something wrong when they go to these things? I remember post-election 2024, there was a lot of narrative and intent expressed about soldiers should not come to the police stations. Soldiers are not part of the elections. I'm not sure why that was. I don't know who is afraid of soldiers coming. If the soldiers will come and they will keep the peace, why is that a negative? We always have this issue of not being able to deal with police. And police are not able to solve the problems. When Boku is in crisis, we take soldiers there. But when the ballot box is in crisis, we say no soldiers should come. It's a matter we have to revisit and interrogate properly, because this country does not belong to any group of people. It doesn't belong to the New Patriotic Party. And of course, it doesn't belong to the governing National Democratic Congress. It belongs to all Ghanaians, including those yet unborn. So it's very important that we deal with these matters. And I was very suspicious when I saw Ministry of Defense says that no soldier will go to Ablekuma, no soldier, no. What do the soldiers go and do? Do they cause harm? Do they rig the election for somebody? If the soldiers are scary enough to protect the peace, is that not what we need in Ghana? The video that came up later on, allegedly, this video is capturing some of the people who occasioned the mayhem at Ablekuma North, attending to the Jubilee House forecourt and being given stuff. We don't know whether that's true or not, but this video is making the rounds. In some instances, and so some of the bloggers, you see the video has 500,000 views. And you read the comments and people are outraged that what's happening? Is it true or it's not true? My biggest takeaway from Ablekuma, apart from the Jubilee House video, which is very bad, was the interview granted to Channel 1 TV by the Greater Accra Regional Minister. My goodness, it was interesting what she said. And when we looked at the video, we thought that we were reminded of my friend at Class FM, what's his name, Bobie. Bobie said something which we've been playing about. He's deep in the belly of the NDC. He's in the citadel of the umbrella. Bobie. He knows the NDC better than anyone else. And he was talking about the characterization of some NDC appointees. And when you listen to Bobie and you watch the Greater Accra Regional Minister, you get the sense that Bobie may have been right. Listen. A regional minister, one who represents the president in the region. The most important region in Ghana is the Greater Accra region because it holds the capital. The regional minister says that if every election there's vote buying. Every election there's vote buying. I didn't know. Can I sell my vote? Please ask her. I want to sell my vote for the next election. Where can I go and sell it? Because she says every election there's vote buying. Me and I have some guys with me. We want to sell our votes. Mine is, how much votes? Please, how much do they buy it? So I want to sell my vote. A regional minister says every election there's a vote buying. So if they are worried, they should buy the vote. So we can sell to the regional minister and sell to the MPP guy. You know, we can sell to anyone, can't we? We can sell to anyone. We can sell it. I mean, this is serious. This is quite serious. But anyway, it's about politics and it's about governance. So maybe everybody's happy with it. You know, the thing about Ghana where I'm NDC, I support everything NDC. I'm MPP, I support everything MPP. This lady, what she said, in some jurisdictions, the president will call her to step aside. You make a statement like that. There's vote buying. There's vote buying. Who doesn't know there's vote buying? If they are complaining that we are buying vote, they should go and buy their vote. Please, get the Bobie and the two of them together already. Play it again for me. He said there's vote buying. Everybody's buying votes. So what's the problem? If you think that you cannot buy votes, then you will lose. So if you think I'm buying votes, I need to go and buy votes because there's vote buying everywhere. Play them. Where did you vote on voting day? Where did you vote in Boku?
I didn't vote.
You did not vote because you were not on the ballot.
I was on the ballot.
You're on the ballot?
Yes.
And you did not vote.
You
Why?
remember the chaotic incident in Boku?
In Boku, okay. Your vote is in Boku?
Yes, mine is in Boku. So my family and I, we couldn't go. We wanted to transfer it to Accra so that we could vote. But there was no possibility. It was too late. So we tried to do proxy vote and it didn't happen.
You were so outraged about this Igbo chief situation.
Still.
You are still outraged about it?
Yes, not worse. Still.
But I'm trying to understand the connection. Igbo chief is claiming land in Ningo area. He says he's bought land.
Yeah.
Hassan Ayariga, you are from Boku, but of course you're an important politician. What is your connection with? Do you also have land in Ningo? What's your connection with it?
I'm a Ghanaian. I can have land anywhere in Ghana.
Yeah.
Entitled to it as a citizen. And my policy, if you read my 2020 manifesto policy, I made it clear to Ghanaians that when I'm president of the Republic of Ghana, inshallah, no foreigner will own property in Ghana.
Oh, no foreigner should own
No
property
foreigner
in Ghana?
will own property.
Don't you have property in Germany?
That is the German law.
But if you have property in Germany,
That's a
you don't
German
want
law.
Germans to have property in Ghana?
That's my law as president. I'm trying to protect the sovereignty of our nation, the lands of our, future generation, so that nobody takes. We have limited land. Land does not increase, it decreases. And once it's sold out, it's gone.
Yeah.
And Mr. Paul, if you look around Ghana, check around all the most important places in this country, the very luxurious communities and areas, all the properties that are owned by foreigners.
That's kind of true.
You understand?
From 1960s.
Till date, we're losing our sovereignty gradually to the foreigners. And look around again, all the big companies, from Spinters to everywhere, go around the whole world, the country, it's owned by foreigners. Where do we live as citizens? Slums, areas. We get choked in Medina, we get choked in
Labadi.
Paz, we get choked in Nima, we get choked in Kaswa. We live in slums. And the most important places are being taken over by the foreigners in this country, living a life that they cannot even live in their own country. And we are losing everything. And the worst of it is that our chiefs, and our politicians are giving them the opportunity and the nod to take off everything. You are talking about history. Our forefathers fought, died for this country. And what are we doing? We're selling the country out.
What did the Igbo chief do wrong by buying land in Ningo?
First of all, calling himself a king in Ghana is wrong.
That's wrong. I agree with that.
Nobody who is not a citizen of this country can make himself a king in our country. You know the law. It doesn't permit that. So you come in to tell us that you are acquiring 50 acres of land to build a kingdom, an Igbo kingdom, so that it will become one of a kind in the world that has never happened anywhere in this country. Shows that we are loose. We are allowing everybody to take over everything. And you are going to build a kingdom that is going to determine who becomes president in Nigeria.
In Nigeria?
Yes.
Kingdom in Ghana determines
who becomes president in Nigeria. The ministers of state will all be coming and through that gate, and anybody who wants to acquire land or property who is a Nigerian will come there and acquire land and build as a Nigerian and leave. And that's an Igbo kingdom. Clearly. They are becoming another tribe in Ghana. Clearly. They are now rubbing shoulders with the kings of wherever they are getting the land from. And clearly, we are going to have a big problem in the future. Have you bothered to ask the kind of crime rate, then find out the associates of those crimes? And you will realize that 90% of every crime that is committed in this country, if you check the statistics, 90% is foreigners. And
Well, I don't know about that.
10 is Ghanaians. Armed robbery,
Foreigners.
Nigerians have taken
Kidnapping.
over. Kidnapping,
Foreigners.
Nigerians have taken over.
Fraud.
Foreigners. Fraud, 419. Killing of
Yahoo.
what do you call it? Scams and everything.
Fraud boys.
Fraud boys, they've taken over, they've manipulated the system. They are now the hierarchy of our nation in terms of anything. Right now, they're even killing landlords. They come, they rent your house, one person shows his face.
Then 30 come and live there.
Then 30 come and leave.
That's true. I hear that quite a
And
lot.
when you joke, they kill you. Our ladies, they are killing them, using them for their so-called rituals. Very soon, if we allow such a kingdom to happen, you will be registering missing people in this country every day. Look, we are not against settlers. I am not against settlers. We have Yoruba settlers here. We are living happily with them. We have Hausa settlers. They are living happy with them. We have Zambarama settlers. They have even lived with us for a very long time, and they are now part of
There's
us.
Lagos Town in Accra.
Yes.
And there's Lebanon House in Accra as well.
So the point is that, are we selling our sovereignty to the Nigerians? You know, Igbos, they are called Nyamuri.
That means?
Nyamuri, Hausa, they are calling them Nyamuri. Even in Nigeria, they are not welcomed by the Hausas and the Yorubas.
Well, that was the point of Biafra in the late 60s.
Thank you. You remember the xenophobic attack in South Africa?
Yes.
Who started it? The Igbos.
It was targeted against the
It was
Igbos.
targeted against the Igbos, and it affected all the African descents. Because wherever they are,
But that's stigmatizing the Igbo tribe. That's not very
But
welcome
that's-
by the United Nations. United Nations doesn't like
that's
that.
the nature.
But you cannot stigmatize a
I
tribe.
am not stigmatizing the tribe. I'm stigmatizing their character. That is the way they are. That's their character. I'm defining their character to you. I've lived in Nigeria, don't forget. I schooled in Nigeria. Baruwa College, myself and Mama Ayariga, we're all in Baruwa College.
Your father took you there?
Yes. We've lived there before. We know how they behave. You understand what I'm saying? And anybody who has lived with Nigerians will tell you that, Massa, be careful. And let me be
So what report did you give to the police?
You remember when this incident happened? I wrote to the BNI, the NIB and the National Security, telling them to, and then Land Commission and all that, to investigate into the matter and to strip him of the title king. He cannot be comparing himself to Ashantahine and all that. And funny enough, this king, or whatever we call himself, finds his way of dining with NDC and MPP. You realize that all
Well, there's some videos that will be putting up. Please show us some of the videos.
Yes.
Well, the story is that he was a big contributor to political campaigns.
But not, that can be his problem if they are not arrested.
There you see him over there.
And look at this one.
Yeah.
In this country.
But this is long ago. This is not recent.
This is recent. This
No,
is
this
his
not recent.
kingdom.
This 2025. This is before election, I think.
This is before election.
Yes.
But what is wrong with this and today? It's the same story.
Yeah,
It
but
doesn't
he got
change.
endorsement from political leadership. That's the point I'm making.
Oh, okay, that's what you are making.
Yeah, that's Johnson Asiedu Nketia,
Sitting
the
down
General
there.
the chairman of the NDC.
Why?
Seated right there.
Does it make it right?
I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I'm telling you where he gets his power from.
Yes, and he's not going to get it from me. And I'm going to distill that power, and I've done that.
You've done that. You're a minority party.
It doesn't matter. There's one truth in life. The Ghanaian society will rally behind me in any circumstances against this man. If I say tomorrow there's a demonstration, you will see the number of people who come out to support this demonstration against our politicians who are allowing it. Look, like I said, our forefathers toiled for this nation. They died for this nation. Our current politicians, what are we doing? We're selling out the nation for peanuts. Everybody is welcome in Ghana. Look, you remember in the last parliament, 2 parliaments ago, when I went to parliament, the issue of the U.S. military base in Ghana.
Yes, yes.
And I fought against it. I said, I will not accept the U.S. military base in Ghana. What happened? It looks as if our leaders do not have foresight of defending our nation. They are more particular about what comes into their pocket than what they should defend.
So why did the police arrest him? And for what? Why did they keep him overnight? What was the charge?
The charge was that, first of all, he's calling himself a king in Ghana when he's not a citizen of this country. Parading around and going around everywhere and calling himself the king of Ghana, the king of Igbo. Igbos don't have king in Ghana. When you're a foreigner and you're a settler, you come to this country. Our constitutions allow you to be called a chief of your community. So all the settlers in Ghana, like the Yoruba, they have a Yoruba chief, the Hausas, they have a chief, the Zambarama chief. That is fine. We can give you that title to be able to be managing yourself. But when you begin to, parade yourself, call yourself like Asante Hene and all these other kings in Ghana, and you be walking when you are not a citizen and say you are a king, and you are going to acquire tracts of land and build a kingdom.
Did he acquire the land?
That is his problem. Whether he did or he did not, he's voiced it out that he has. And the videos are there. So we are taking his word again.
So is he being released on bail?
Yes, this afternoon he complained of high BP.
In the cell?
In the cells, and said his BP has gone up. You know, yesterday when he was invited, he went there with the ambassador. Nigeria.
Ambassador of what?
Nigeria.
Nigeria's ambassador to
Nigeria
Ghana.
ambassador to Ghana. He went there with his lawyers and all that, thinking that it was the ordinary citizens, what do you call it, NIB or National Investigation, National Security who would just listen to him and ask him to walk away. This is not that national security you're thinking of. This is a different national security altogether. They will investigate. As a citizen of Ghana, when you send a petition, they will have to listen to your petition. So the investigation went through. And he was panting and sweating. He's not a king. He's not a what? But this is the palace you've built, and you're calling yourself a king. You are causing mayhem in this country. Your Nigerian boys are going around telling Ghanaians, threatening Ghanaians that if they kill one Ghanaian, Nigerian, they will kill 50 Ghanaians. Your Nigerian people are going around telling Ghanaians that one Ghanaian has come to Ghana and Ghana is on fire. Can you imagine? If I show you videos of this man, he said we are uncultured as citizens. I'm sure I've sent some of the videos to you. Insulting the integrity of the people who has given you land to live, to stay. Can you do that in Nigeria?
Is he an Igbo royal in Nigeria?
No, he's not. He came here as an Igbo businessman selling cassettes.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you.
Cassettes?
Cassettes.
And he made millions of CDs to buy land?
He did not make millions of CDs. He brought in a lot of prostitutes.
Prostitutes?
Ladies. You know the Nigerian ladies on the, what do you call it, cycle and all that?
I don't understand.
You don't know the syndicates of this Nigeria.
So he came selling cassettes, then he brought in...
That is, they started trafficking...
Night workers?
Night workers, and now they started bringing Igbo boys and parading himself as the king.
But how does that make him rich?
Because they pay dues to him.
Who pays dues to him?
All these Nigerian boys who have shops in Nigeria, in Ghana here, the Nigerian boys with shops in here, they pay dues to their king.
Is that a lot of money?
Of course, that's a lot of money for him. He's like their god in Ghana. So the fact is that any problem they go through, they come to him, and don't forget, they know how to do this business. He's been able to parade him among all the big men in Ghana, showing himself in every kind of, what do you call it, gathering, and dressing and walking as if and making himself look. Even he's met the former president, he's met the current president, he's met Asante Delhi, he's met a lot of people, he's gone to visit them. That is power he's using to get from his own people. They now trust and believe in him. You see, there's a law that says that it is not who you are, it's how you carry yourself, that's how people address you. The way you dress is the way they address you. If you make yourself look big, people will regard you as big. But if you turn yourself into a beggar, people will disregard it. He's turned himself a big man. You understand what I'm saying? He's made sure that people have seen him with videos talking to all the big men. So all the Nigerians, that is why he said that he was going to build a kingdom where any Nigerian who comes from Nigeria, he will pass through his gate. And then they will settle, find land for him to build. And then they'll also give him time to move from wherever he's a transit. His home, his kingdom is going to be a transit for Nigerians to be here. Igbos, not even Nigeria. He didn't talk about Nigeria. He spoke about Igbos. These are dangerous people, Paul. These people, If you know what they are doing out there.
So will there be a prosecution?
Yes, we will see. The youth wants to demonstrate on the 19th.
19th of July, that's next. 19th of July, this Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday.
In Accra?
In Kumasi and Accra.
Oh, I see.
Yes. They are
against all of these things?
Against all of these things. You know, Paul, I'm very, very, very sad with the way our own people treat foreigners against our own citizens. It's sad that if I'm president today, a lot of things will change.
Are you using this to launch your campaign for 2028?
I said it in 2020, not in 2022. I have the videos.
Are you going to run in 2028 though?
Paul, I'm going to run until I become president of the Republic.
Until you become president?
And the things will change. That is when different narratives. I hope you will be alive then and you will see the difference of leadership.
That Hassan Ayariga will
bring on board. I am not scared of anybody in this world. I'm not going to be a beggar to any country or nation. I am not. I will build my country without going out to beg.
Ghana beyond aid.
Ghana beyond aid, not the one that you say and go out and do. No. This is a different Ghana beyond aid. Look at all these young people here, very intelligent and talented people. They are not given opportunity to serve their country. It is about politics, who you know. When you even have the best brains, you are not given that opportunity.
That's true, though.
And that is why we are suffering. Not because we don't have the men. We do have the men.
But
the politics is tearing us apart.
I'm NDC, I'm MPP.
I'm NDC and I'm MPP. And that is what is killing us. You know? But the country belongs to us as a nation. So we must protect and build this country together. Not because you are NDC, because you know Paul, or because you know Sansa Delhi, or because you know John Mahama. That is not the situation. You don't get position because you voted for me or against me. You get position because you are qualified to do the job. And that is how we must move. Until we move in that direction, we will fail each other.
Let me ask them to give us some text messages from young people. What are people saying? Shall I begin with Anziba? Anziba, from the capital to this one, what are people saying? Give us some messages.
From Eli Obama, he says, God bless Honorable Ayariga for advocating for our future. Nigerians are increasingly dominating Ghana, and it is crucial we Ghanaians unite to address this issue before it is too late. Raymond says, good evening, Brother Paul. I salute my big brother, Hassan Ayariga. The president Ghana never had. With his bold and visionary ideas, perhaps it's time for him to join forces with Dr. Baumia and the MPP to help shape a brighter future for Ghana. Sham Una says, I side with Honorable Ayariga. Igbos are the flag bearers of prostitution, kidnapping, and all the crimes in Africa. Vladimir says, if you said we should come out for Igbo King demonstration, we are ready today. Nelson says, Kevin Taylor will be free, not because he's not guilty, but because of the judiciary. From Kofi Owusu, he says, this should explain why the government is determined to undermine the judicial system of Ghana. Diamond Ruth says, it's just a matter of time. Nana Apia says, if someone makes an allegation against you, must you use your office to issue an arrest warrant? This is abuse of power. And lastly, from Diggy World, he says, Mahama has completely weakened the judicial system with the removal of the Chief Justice. I do not know how the rest of the justices do not see their future is at risk. Over to you, Fatih.
So Nanapia also says, Ayariga is on good course. We must protect our dear nation against foreign criminals. A champion says, Hassan has made my night. David says, immigration and Ghana police must be blamed for the breach of our laws by the Igbo man. Michael says, we are waiting for the outcome of Kelvin's application. It's going to inform our decisions to also descend heavily on the current appointees with the view that when our party comes to power, we will do same as Kelvin Taylor is doing now. Felix Boyne says, so one of the reasons why they have suspended the CJ is to put other persons into the justice system of this country whom they believe they can manipulate to do their biddings. Diggy Ward says, but how do they even send that guy to such a residence? Can't they put him in someone's private residence? Are these people having functioning brains? The Supreme Court is weak now. Yalfebri says, someone like Kelvin Taylor, who has been declared fugitive by Justice of the court and always insulting high personalities in Ghana can come into the country and accommodated at the residence of the vice president. And someone like Ken Oforiatta, who is seeking medical care in abroad and notified the OSP with medical report and update on his illness, has been declared fugitive of justice and wanted and placed on Interpol red notice when he is ready to return into the country to assist the OSP in the investigation when he recovers. Kofi Owusu says this should explain why this government is determined to undermine the judicial system. Ayanosei comes to say, what did you people think the courts would do when Mahama said he, the NDC lawyers, should get ready to be on the bench? The media in Ghana and the judiciary should be free. And lastly, Francis Boahin says, Ghana, we have the following problems. He names: 1 is abuse of rule of law. 2 is special power to deal with anti-government. 3, aiding and abetting. And 4, the problem of power drunk. Now back to you, Paul.
The news just in, that's my interest, Ayariga, producer is just sending it to me. The Attorney General, Dominic Ayeni, news just in, Attorney General Dominic Ayeni has directed IOCO to investigate NDC National Organizer Joseph Yamin and third Vice Chairman Yakubu Abanga over allegations of illegal mining. The directive also calls for a probe into others found complicit, with specific reference to issues raised in Professor Frimpong Boateng's report. Professor Frimpong Boateng's report mentioned Chairman Wontumi, for instance, as being perhaps culpable. Frimpong Boateng had quite a bit to say, but I don't know. I don't know how. Just to investigate Yamin and Yakubu. Let's see what the investigations come up with. But at least it's a step in some right direction, if you like. That's what is making the news right now on social media. It's just been posted by Joy Online. It's just been posted by Channel 1 TV. And it's just been posted by Ghana Web. Just 2-3 minutes ago, news just in. Dominic Ayeni, the learned Attorney General, has requested IOCO to investigate many people for illegal mining, including NDC National Organizer Joseph Yamin and third National Vice Chairman Abanga, and also those mentioned in the Professor Frimpong Boateng report, which is about maybe 3-4 years old right now. So that's latest news. Hassan, what's your final words? What's your words of encouragement?
My final words is that Ghanaians should sit up.
Sit up?
Yes.
And do what?
And defend their nation. Defend their sovereignty.
With what? Gun?
With everything.
How can I join the demonstration on Saturday? What do I need to do?
I mean, you just need to walk in as...
Where is it starting? Where is it ending?
It starts at Obra Sport as normal.
And then ends where?
And ends at... under the... what do you call it? The shopping mall area.
Are we presenting a petition to anyone?
We are not presenting a petition. We are Ghanaians are beginning to understand that certain things, they have to take it by themselves and fight for themselves. The politicians are not ready for us. The academia are not ready for us. The chiefs are not ready for us. Since this story came up, have you had any politician?
That's quite disappointing, I have to say.
We've
had some judge say that it's not true, and
I spoke with some judge.
Nothing has been
I spoke with some judge, and I asked him, and he said that, look, Mr. Ayariga, the issue of the fact of the matter is that, to be very honest, this man has played with both parties, and he doesn't know what to say. But what he can say is that there is no such land in Ningo Prampram being sold to this gentleman. He has spoken to his chiefs. His chiefs has called all the elders. They've had a meeting, and no one among the royal has come out to say they have sold land out to the man. But I told him, look, that is not the end of the case. The case is that sometimes you might not have given him the land, but you sold the land out to, what do you call them, estate developers. And then they in turn sell it out to him.
Oh, okay.
It's normal. So if he says he has it, he has it. Probably didn't buy it from the chief and bought it from a private developer. What can you say no? But
the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs has also removed him from the list that I think he was already on.
Yes, they have to. Because these people are not people you can just take them for granted. They have a long-term plan. Look, I'm even told Chinese are about to build 20,000 homes.
Where?
Somewhere around the Ningo Prampram top there.
I see.
Yes. So you see.
To create a Chinese town.
Exactly.
But there's a Chinatown in central London.
That is where they sell food stuff, not homes.
Yeah, it's not homes. Yeah, they sell Chinese medicine.
Chinese medicine,
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant, and all that. If you go there, that's what they do. They don't have a whole city called Chinatown.
No, yeah, that's true.
You understand what I'm saying? So those places, they will not allow you to do that. Look, when I was talking about no foreigner to buy land in Ghana, you cannot go to China and buy property there. No matter how rich you are, you can own property in China.
I see.
No matter how rich you are, you can own a gun in China. But here, Chinese are holding weapons, Lebanese are holding weapons, Nigerians are holding weapons, all the tribes are holding weapons, and they are being given licenses to kill Ghanaians. Come on, who does that? Who behaves in this manner? Why would you give licenses to foreigners to shoot at your people? Why do you have the police and other security institutions to defend them if there's a problem, but not to give them weapons against your people? So what laws are we passing? What laws are we looking at? Paul, we have a serious problem in this country. But you see, let me leave you one word. We are used to everything being abnormal to be normal. So we don't see the difference. Because we are used to the abnormality of everything, it now becomes normal to us. Do you understand? Everything that we are doing and it's not normal, with time, we are used to it, it becomes normal for us. So when we don't have roads, we see as normal. When our gutters are choked, and it rains 30 minutes, and then the whole country is flooded, we see it to be normal. When we don't have water, we see it to be normal. When there's no electricity, life goes off, we see it to be normal.
Not anymore. The young people are demanding
But that is what
good
we
governance.
see now.
Not anymore.
I'm being honest with you. The young people have a leader now.
In Hassan Ayariga.
In Hassan Ayariga.
Amen.
Inshallah, 2028, the difference will come.
Okay, I'll leave it here.
And then don't forget, you might also get Cocoa Board.
Oh, you mean you will take me to Cocoa Board? Like my brother and the
other.
other.
Yeah, brother to God there. Also take you to Cocoa Board.
No, I want Ashanti Regional Minister. I love the guy. Amakuhine is making it look so nice.
So you want the regional minister?
I want Ashanti Regional
Minister. I want where you can
mercy.
protect the wealth of Ghana. Randy is protecting the wealth of Ghana. So you also go there and protect the wealth of Ghana for us.
All right, please, can you give us 2 more text messages and then we'll wrap it up? Maybe Fatih first. What does he say?
Thank you. Nasiru JV says, bravo, Mr. Hassan Ayariga. We support your great effort on this Igbo Kingdom matter. Idris Baba says, this is shameful. This is shameful. This is so wrong. You can provide him all the luxury for aiding your win in the election, but not to aid him to continue to disrespect a competent court of law by sneaking him and out of this country. It's so wrong. Kofiwasa says the full withdrawal is a scam. Are they saying DCE, minister, and other appointees should not move or be armchair? We should stop joking around. Governance is a serious business. And February says the NDC used their vigilante groups to attack and brutalize Honorable Hawa Kumsin, the Deputy National Organizer, and many NPP faithfuls to scare the members of the NPP not to come out and vote. They also used it to serve justice with past similar which happened in Ayawa, West Wogan by-election. If not that, why was some police personnel stand unconcerned, some running away and others assaulting journalists when they were supposed to arrest those vigilantes? We thought vigilantism have been banned and a law has been passed on it, but the reintroduction of this by the NDC in the Ablekuma North have a wake-up call for other parties to also train some for the protection of election.
Okay, hold it there. So that we don't lose time. My viewers really help this program. I think I have 1 million producers out there on the phone. Somebody sent me a text and I just saw 5 people send me this. They say, hey, don't forget. G-Tech says Hassan Ayariga cannot use his doctorate. Ask him. They say you don't have any doctor.
That's the point. You see, I woke up this morning and all I could hear was social media saying that G-Tech says I cannot use my doctorate degree. And I asked, how? I didn't get any letter from G-Tech. How did they come to that conclusion?
But do you have a doctorate?
Of course.
From where?
If I tell you, then I will not be able to sue them.
So you won't tell me?
I won't tell you.
But it's doctorate properly.
Yes,
you
of
studied
course,
for
properly,
it.
yes.
You wrote a thesis?
I have three doctorates.
Oh, three?
Two has honorary and then one from my
So the
thesis.
honorary you can't use, that's what they mean. But the one that you say
They
is...
did not even ask me to submit. I didn't even get a letter from them. How do you do? Why do we behave in this way? Somebody like Hassan Ayariga, you want to ask him of his doctorate. The most important thing is to issue him a formal letter and ask him to write to you. You write? But now I got the news. I heard it from the news that GTEC is asking Hassan Ayariga of his doctorate. And the letter was written yesterday. And media took it this morning. And I didn't get a copy.
So I'm allowed to call you Dr. Hassan Ayariga?
Of course, I am Dr. Hassan Ayariga.
What is the PhD? Is it in engineering? Is it in science? Is it in environmental science? Is it in politics?
Science.
It's in political science?
Yes.
From a university in Ghana?
No.
Where?
I won't tell you.
Hey,
There's no need.
you won't tell me.
Yes, that is no need.
Okay.
Because once they have failed to follow due process, I will use the due process to correct them and sue them for that defamation of character. Because before you start selling somebody not to use something publicly,
You must have investigated.
you must have investigated and even written to that person and wait for his response and hear from him.
Maybe they put your name in the portal. PhDs across the world. Hassan Ayariga, the portal says,
they cannot.
it blinks.
It cannot. You know, you put it will give you. You don't put it. Portals of PhDs are there. The schools are there. They will show it. You understand what I'm saying? Whether
Yes.
it's honorary or PhD in academia or whatever, it will show. But the fact of the matter is, follow due process. I'm not just an ordinary person for you to sit down in your office.
You're a
and be
three-time
writing-
presidential candidate.
Yes, and be writing anything. What do you mean? You think we're jokers here or what? Come on.
Okay, we'll leave it here.